So if in the beginning may not be as good as we predict, we expect AI can do for us, because solar energy usually generation is not consistent. It depends on the weather. AI is based on historical data. Without feeding in the historical data, AI will not work. In the renewable energy, AI also play a very important role. Electricity may not come from the fossil fuel. It can be from renewable energy sources. AI, artificial intelligence, nowadays is one of the very important technologies, not only in renewable energy but in all aspects.
REVA University presents REVA Podcast.
Welcome to REVA Podcast Series. Today we have with us Professor Dr. Chong Kok Keng from University Tunku Abdul Rahman from Malaysia. He is an achieved researcher and acclaimed researcher in renewable energies and solar systems. So welcome to REVA University, Prof.
Thank you.
Chong.
Thank you, Prof. Rao.
Yeah. So this is on behalf of Honorable Chancellor, and on my behalf, I welcome you to REVA University and hope you are enjoying the facilities at REVA University since yesterday.
Yeah, it's my honor to be invited as a speaker in your conference. So I really enjoy the stay. Thank you for your hospitality.
Great. So I understand that you are the keynote speaker for today's EEE conference. So how was it and what was your feeling about REVA University?
Yes, IEEE conference is always one of the prestigious conference in the world. So I think that conference are very well organized, and the participants are really enjoy the interactions, and also the attendance are very good. So I think it's a very successful conference.
Excellent. So as I understand that you are one of the eminent scientists and researchers in the field of renewable energy and also solar energy, and you have touched upon nanomaterial science as well. Let me ask you some questions to shed the light on few aspects from your research. So can you please let us know what is the role of AI playing in optimizing renewable energy systems globally?
Thank you for this. Is very good questions. As we know, the AI, artificial intelligence, nowadays is one of the very important technologies, not only in renewable energy but in all aspects. As we know now, ChatGPT also is very well used by all the people in the world for a lot of use applications. Of course, in the renewable energy, AI also play a very important role, because AI itself can help us to do something that is beyond the standard method that we use currently for mathematics. AI has an ability to predict and to forecast future changes. So based on the data, historical data that we feed into the AI system, especially for renewable energy, so nowadays the renewable energy depends on many factors, especially the environmental factors, weather patterns, and the cloud conditions. As we use the solar energy, cloud changes, and also the wind speed. All this is very complicated. So if you use a simple mathematics, it's very difficult to make a good predictions. But AI can do that, because AI has a very powerful computational methods, and also it has certain intelligence based on the existing historical data. So AI can make a very good prediction, and it can analyze and predict what is the next months and next years, what will happen for the change of the climate. And this is very important for the solar energy, because solar energy usually the generation is not consistent. It depends on the weather. So if you have this kind of predictions, we can have a better prediction, demand and supply analysis. So we know how to design the capacity of the solar system, how do we put the system, the installation, where is the location, where is a good locations, and this can increase the efficiency, the delivery of renewable energy, also for the wind as well. And These two are the major renewable energy, especially in India, as I know. These two are the biggest, the energy, renewable energy sources in India. And AI also have another applications which is used to design the smart grid. Smart grid are one of very important for the feeding the renewable energy sources because it's not like conventionals that we control. We can control how much generation we can generate based on fossil fuel. We can control this part. But for the renewable energy, most of the time we need to have a good predictions. So the smart grid can help to optimize. If you have an AI system in the smart grid, you can optimize it based on the generations. You can optimize so that the grid can deliver the best power flow, and also the storage. We can have a storage also. Use during the peak time, AI know how to store the energy, and then during off-peak time, it can release energy into the grid and so on. So I think that AI are very important in this case. Yeah.
That's excellent. So now everywhere we understand that AI plays a bigger role, not only in solar systems. Any aspects you take and any areas you take, everybody talks about AI. In that scenario, can you shed the light on how accurate the data is from AI? Even now, ChatGPT, there was some discrepancies in the past. So in your opinion,
Yes.
what do you think that the data accuracy through AI tools is apt?
Yes, this is very, very good questions. With the current AI, we are keep improving. As we know, ChatGPT also have many versions. So the first version, less accurate, and then they come out with a ChatGPT 2, 3, and 4.0. And AI actually, it works based on the past informations. So more we feed in the information, it get better and better. The performance will be improving from time to time. So if in the beginning may not be as good as we predict, we expect AI can do for us, but once the time coming, the AI know how to adjust themselves. So the situation will become better and better in the futures. So I will say that AI will definitely make better performance for the future. Definitely will be better and better.
Yes. Will there be any challenges for the human beings? Do you think so?
No, I don't think it will give any challenge to the human. AI is based on, as I mentioned, it's based on historical data. Without filling in the historical data, AI will not work. So AI is just, it can have big data, huge data, then he based on the historical informations, it can make a very good prediction in the futures. So it doesn't have any threat to the human beings. So it just assists us.
That's perfectly giving, an answer that AI is not going to be a threat to the human beings and also to the mankind. And another thing is a big topic. What we understand is about globally electrical vehicles. That is what we are seeing the trend. Everywhere we talk about electrical vehicles and less pollution, environmental factors, all those things. So the market is expanding rapidly. And how will it affect renewable energy demand in the world?
Yes, this is also very good topics that we can discuss for this part. As we know, before electric vehicles, we use those diesel car or gasoline car. All this actually we have no choice. We only have to use fossil fuels. And at the same time, when these numbers is increasing, we know that this fossil fuel will generate the exhaust gas. So the greenhouse gas emission increases in the global scenario. So this will affect our climate change problems. That's why the temperature is increasing. And the United Nations of Climate Change Committee have raised a concern about this kind of utilization of fossil fuel. So how to reduce the use of fossil fuel? One of the way is we have to shift from the fully rely on this fossil fuel into something else. So electric vehicle is coming in the right time. That's why Tesla are doing very well. It's one of the most valuable company in the world now because electric vehicles. as we know that electric vehicles, we need electricity. Electricity may not come from the fossil fuel. It can be from renewable energy sources, like solar panels. If you put a solar panels on your roof, you can use it to charge your EV, electric vehicles. So indirectly, this will reduce the rely on the fossil fuel. And also, we also can use wind energy, nuclear energy, or hydroelectric, whatever source of energy can generate electricity, we can use it to power out the EV. And nowadays, there's another concept to use the EV to support the grid system, meaning that during the peak times, we have a maximum generations, but we cannot consume it. That's why we use the EV to store the energy into the EV. Then later on, we release the EV, the energy from the EV storage back to the grid. So this we call as one of the smart grid concepts. We use EV as a part of distributed storage, so that the government don't have burdens to buy a big storage to overcome this issue. So it will kind of EV to help to stabilize the grid. This is also another issue that we can see in the future. It's better for our renewable energy sources. That's why.
Okay, so which means you say that the electrical vehicles are good.
Yeah, it's
when compared to the
it's
other.
a good, yes.
Right.
It's a good direction. It's aligned with the concept of renewable energy and climate change, mitigation of climate change.
Okay. And as you understand that, every time we discuss about solar energies
Yes.
and the global solar energy
Yeah.
markets also,
Yes.
how do you think, in your opinion, that India and China are positioning themselves, especially in related to the solar energy market?
Yeah, this is also very important topics. As we know, world largest population is China.
Yes.
Second is India.
But
So these
now
are
India has overcome China.
Yes.
So now India is
Yes.
top one country.
Yeah, now India is number one. China is number two. Previously
Yes.
was that.
Right.
So as we know, these are two very big countries, and they have big populations. They have strong economic growth. Recently, India, I think, has a very fast growing in economies, and China also is one of the largest manufacturer in the world. So definitely this country can play a better role for renewable energy, leading the renewable energy. As we know that at current situation is the China has the largest manufacturing for the PV. And they have a largest manufacturing plant, and also they have generate double. They have produced a double of installations in 2023, the largest, which the total install capacity is equivalent to the whole world. So that's why I will say that they will play a very important role to lead the world that how to go for the renewable energy to prove that it is possible. We can make a renewable energy like solar panels, price is lower and more competitive compared to the fossil fuel, because previously we say PV panel is expensive. So the China have proved it is not the
Expensive. It's
may,
not
may
expensive.
may not be expensive. Can be lower than fossil fuel. So this is what we can see. And the install capacity, China also has doubled in 2023 from previous year, and then year to year, their increase of wind power plant installation also 66% year-on-year basis.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why they are doing something that can show that this is a leading for renewable energy. Not doing less, also India not doing less than China, of course. India have done very well. India, the Prime Minister Modi has made a very good policy for the India to go for renewable energy and promise from 2024 to 2030, they want to double the install capacity for renewable energy.
yes.
And currently, India has done very well. I'm so impressed with these figures, because 46% of total install capacity in India, total install capacity of electricity in India, actually 46% is renewable energy,
Wow.
which is considered a very big figures. Means that India have used a lot of renewable energy, including the solar. Solar is the highest, which is 90 gigawatt install capacity, and then followed by the hydro, 47%, and then the wind, 46%. So I will see that India also is a leading in this part. That's why I say India is a global leading in the commissioning of electricity generation. Besides that, India also have a few companies for renewable energy, such as Wari, the Suzlon for wind turbines, and also there are Bharat Electronic Limited, which is government under the government companies under the government. So they are doing very well. So I will see that India will be another big giant for renewable energy manufacturing, and also the fast-growing install capacity in the world. Yeah.
Excellent. That's a new information for us.
Yes.
Because since you are the eminent scientist in renewable energies and all,
Yes.
so clear-cut statistics and percentages.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
I'm very glad that India is also quite competitive with other giant countries in the world.
Yes.
And could you shed the light on energy insecurity due to geopolitical issues push more nations to adopt renewable energies?
Yes, as we know that geopolitical are one of the issues that affect the energy prices. As we know, when there is a war, the energy price will increase, especially the oil. As we know that the oil actually is a conservation of energy, is from the underground reserve. There are only a few countries has the oil.
Right.
Not every country in the world have oil, but every country have a sunlight, right?
Yes.
So if we rely on the fossil fuel, so when there is a political tension in the Middle East, in the Russia, like the current Russia-Ukraine war, affect the gas prices, increase natural gas price increase in the European countries.
True.
And when there is a tension in the Middle East, recently the war in the Middle East also affect the price of the petrol. So the petrol price is very unstable. The oil price is very unstable. So this is a geopolitical issue that affect the price of the energy price. But if you talk about solar energy is decentralized. Means that everywhere can have a solar energy. Right? If you focus on solar energy, when there is a political tension in a few countries, it won't affect the energy price, because sun always generate energy without caring about what happened to the human being.
Right.
So it's very stable. So I would say that solar energy, wind energy are from the nature, which is very stable.
So perfectly said.
Yes.
That what we understand is nature is nature.
Yeah, nature is
So nature gives to us without asking back anything.
Yes, you're right.
So that's
Yes.
wonderfully said. And another thing I want to understand, I'm a bit curious about India's renewable energy. Just now we have discussed about the journey evolved in the past decade. How do you see from your lens?
Yes. If you look at the India, in the past decades, the installed capacity for renewable energy increased drastically. In the last decade, the increase is double. From last decade, the double increase, and there is also the government put a lot of effort to push for renewable energy. This is something I think the Indian government doing very well, but they have a very good policy, like corporate power purchase agreements, and also the competitive auctions, means it's open tenders. So it gives a very good competition for the private companies to invest in the renewable energy, and also the government also have a good high ambitions to go for renewable energy and really do it. It's not only talk, but they do it. They really implement it. So the implementation is very important. India have done very well in this part. That's why we can see that the increase of renewable energy usage in India is already achieved 46%, which is very high. And they promise to go another double for next 6 years. In 2030, they want to achieve a net zero carbon emissions. So this is a very, very impressive process.
Roadmap.
Yes, roadmap. And I will say that this is I will see that it can achieve. Yeah,
Okay.
because with all this very determined policy, determination, good determination.
Right. What is your opinion about net zero carbon energy?
Yes, net zero is very important. As we know that the climate change issue, if you don't reduce the use of fossil fuel, we will have a global temperature increase. So in the United Nations Climate Change Committee, they will say if you don't control it in 2050, the temperature will rise to a level that is very damaging to the life, especially some of the plants and also the animal in the world.
Like
on the
biodiversity.
earth. Yes. So that will be very important. So that's why we want to set the target for net zero.
Right. So as you understand that, renewable energies and other areas are being set forth as a greater examples, and also few countries are going forward
Yes.
for this kind of aspects.
Yes.
So what do you think that the postgraduate or graduate students have future in this particular course, which offers renewable energy or sustainable energy or fossil fuels, such kind of courses? What is your suggestion for the students?
Yes, because the world is go for net zero emission, gas emission, and also everybody are going for transition from the conventional energy to the renewable energy. It's not only in India, but the whole world are doing that. As we know that this is a global trend, and also the EV also is a global trend. So more and more EV. Now people are getting lesser. Some company like Toyota, they are going to phase out. They plan to phase out the fossil fuel gasoline car, and also in Germany they are going to have a zero gasoline car in the country in the next 10 years. So all these policies are in the favor of renewable energies. So now we are in the beginning of the trend. So in the future, the demand will be higher and higher. So that's why we need more talents in this area. Definitely, postgraduates will have advantages because renewable energy is different from fossil fuel. It's more complicated. The management of the renewable energy is more complicated than the fossil fuel.
Right.
That's why it's good to have a transition starting from today. So we will start to slowly phase out the fossil fuel. Of course, we cannot get zero fossil fuel. We will minimize it. We try to minimize it, and then we will try to replace it with more and more renewable energy. So we need a lot of talents in this area. And I believe in India, you have more manufacturing plant or installation of the renewable energy. You also need a lot of talents in these areas. That's why it's very encouraging for the student to join this area.
Yeah, we wish so. The same thing. And again, what would be the future for the doctorates in this particular area? And if, say for example, if we wish to start any of the courses related to renewable energy, what is your suggestion?
Yeah, doctorate is very important for renewable energy. There are many problems to be solved in renewable energy. As we know that solar energy is not a straightforward kind of power generations. It depends on the weather patterns. It depends on the cloud conditions. As also we mentioned about how to apply AI into the renewable energy. AI is also emerging technologies. So these are emerging technology. Renewable energy also is emerging technologies. That's why we need more and more researchers with high qualification like PhD, which is they can solve the complex problem. This is considered complex engineering problems.
Yeah.
So definitely we need the PhD in this area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And this probably might be last question regarding the collaboration opportunities, especially in the field of renewable energy. How would the collaboration happen between the scientists in this area, and what would be the opportunities for REVA researchers from your institute or anywhere else in the world?
Yes, because as we know that this collaboration actually will spark equivalent 1 + 1 more than 2. Because research, we need a lot of good ideas, and if we always same people talking about the problems, our idea is very limited. We need somebody from different country, different culture, give a different. I mean, we call it as a spark.
Right.
In research, we need a spark. So we need someone from different area, different thinking, different kind of idea to give this kind of more and more ideas in the renewable solving these problems. And of course, collaboration also very important, that not only help one country, because renewable energy is a global issue, global problems. So we should solve it together. So the collaboration, I think, is very important. That's why I'm here to your university.
Excellent.
Because this is also part of my intention to have more collaboration with you, your people and your staff. Yeah.
Thank you so much, because it's very, great to hear from Prof. Chong, an eminent professor from University Tunku Abdul Rahman University, Malaysia. And one best point I understand from your message is 1 + 1 is more than 2.
Yes,
what you
yes.
mentioned. So that maybe for the collaborations, or even executing or implementing the collaborative efforts as well. So I strongly believe that we will, the collaborations goes very well between UTHAR and REVA University and the researchers, and you can mentor them wherever is possible. So with that, our sincere thanks to you on behalf of our Honorable Chancellor, management of REVA University, on my personal behalf. Thank you so much.
Thank you also. Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you.
Yeah.